Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from, you know where, the Overflow room. Yes, here we are. Now, we are working our way through the O's. You know, it's funny. The letter O is a fascinating letter. It's in the middle of the alphabet, and it's kind of mysterious territory because we don't think of a lot of composers who begin with O. I mean, there's Offenbach and there's Orff, and just not a lot of others, but there are quite a few, and they're represented here in various ways, and other artists as well. But let's see what we have. This is a little bunch, but there's some very interesting things in here. It's a reasonably small little pile. First, opera interludes and ballet music with Karajan and the Berlin Phil. This was a really famous record. It deserves to be a famous record. It's marvelous. And Karajan recorded it twice, the same program basically, once for EMI and then again for Deutsche Grammophon. It's juicy stuff. You get the Dance of the Hours from La Gioconda, the Intermezzo from Cavalleria Rusticana, the Intermezzo from Giordano's Fedora, the Intermezzo from Franz Schmidt's Notre Dame, the Intermezzo from Mascagni's L'Amico Fritz, the Meditation from Thais, Verdi's Aida, the Dance of the Princesses, the Dance of the Little Slave Critters, whatever it is, and the Ballet, which is like, just 5 minutes long. I love the Ballet from Aida because it's only 4 minutes and 22 seconds here, and it just sounds fabulous. Then we've got, the Intermezzo from Act 4 of Kovanstjina, and then from the Damnation of Faust, the Ballet of the Sylphs, and the Minuet of the Will-o'-the-Wisps things, the Polka from the Bartered Bride by Smetana, and the Valse de Faust, the Waltz from Faust by Gounod. I mean, it's just a wonderful program with all kinds of stuff. 63 fun-filled minutes, gorgeously played. I mean, this was like, everyone had this. It was a popular radio disc that was played all the time when I was like growing up in the 80s and 70s. And when did it come out? 68, 1972. It was recorded in bits. It's a wonderful, wonderful disc. So is the EMI, by the way. Then we have, George Onslow. Now, Onslow wrote wonderful chamber music. He was really a decent composer, very fine composer. He lived from 1784 to 1853, had a long life, wrote a lot of music, and we've got his string quintets, which are gorgeous, beautiful works here with Lark Budelli and the Smithsonian Chamber Players. On period instruments, you have Anna Bilsma and Vera Beths and Lisa Rautenberg and Stefan Don and Kenneth Slovic. Nice group. Boy, do they play this stuff well. The Bullet, the string quintet in C minor, subtitled The Bullet, yeah. And the quintet in E major, opus 39, and in B minor, opus 40. These are beautiful works. If you don't know Onslow and you enjoy chamber music, you should hear some of his chamber works. They are wonderful. The quintets are phenomenal. We also have a couple Onslow symphonies. I have more of it upstairs, but here's just a little bit, just a taste. Symphonies 1 and 3. With the NDR Radio Philharmonia under Johannes Goritsky, who did the Boccherini symphonies for the same label. They are conservative, late classical, early romantic pieces, very well written, often full of nice melody. They're beautiful. I mean, he deserves more attention than he gets. But like most composers who specialize in chamber music, I mean, they tend to be a specialized taste, right? Then we have Otto Olsen, who lived from 1879 to 1964. His symphony in G minor with the Gavleborg Symphony Orchestra under Mats Liljefors. The scherzo is a fugue. You boy. This is not special. This is the world premiere recording. The orchestra is, it's one of those, strange composers you want to sample. I mean, Otto Olsen wrote some nice music. He did, but I only have this here in the Overflow room. I'm on the Sterling label. And you may want to give it a listen and see what you think of it. I wasn't too impressed, to be honest. Then we have Belisa. Yeah, the Belisa is, while composing his music for Belisa, Poul Rovsing Olsen, is another Olsen, was deeply inspired by Spanish poet Lorca's drama and by the passionate and demanding character of Belisa herself. The opera develops from stylized opera buffa into the ambiguous and surreal, with an unexpected ending, and his music reflects Lorca's drama like a sensuous kaleidoscope with French and Oriental overtones. Oh, yeah. Doesn't that sound like fun? And it is. I enjoyed this very much. So who have we got here? Let's see, Eir Inderhaug and Anne Margareta Dahl and people you've never heard of, with the Odense Symphony Orchestra under Tomasz Veto. And boy, it's only 72 minutes long in 4 scenes on Da Capo. This is worth investigating for you like opera people who like unusual and interesting operas. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. Then we've got, to wrap up this little episode, 3 David Oistrachs. Now, there is a big David Oistrakh box sitting upstairs that we have to talk about that has a lot of this stuff in it. So we will be talking about it again. But these are the Testament things. You've got Beethoven's Kreutzer and Violin Sonata No. 3, Opus 12, No. 3, with Lev Oborin and Vladimir Yampolsky in some of these things. And Mozart Violin Sonata No. 32, Kerschel 454. It's amazing how many Mozart violin sonatas there are that no one cares about. I think it's wonderful that there's Mozart that no one cares about. Anyway, it's Oistrakh. Do I need to say anything else? I mean, it's Oistrakh. It's terrific. These are just, let me just point out that these are monos. So they are old melodias or licensed for melodia, or they were the original EMI recordings. No, they're original EMI recordings from 56, 57, and 58. And here we've got Oistrakh and friends doing the Schubert Octet and the Tartini Devil's Trill Sonata. Of course, you have to do that with Vladimir Yampolsky. This is from 1957, again in mono, and part of the Oistrakh legacy. But I don't hear a lot of first violin there. And then I have this thing on Yedang Classics, which is, let's see, Isai and Vivaldi and Bach's Concerto for 2 violins, and Wieniawski, an Etude, and Prokofiev Sonata, and Sarasate things, and you can't even see who's playing or who's doing what, and it was Oistrakh, and it was on Yedang, so I got it. I have no idea. I can't even see what's on that thing. That's what happens. But Oistrakh is Oistrakh, and we'll be talking about him a lot more in the not-too-distant future. So keep on listening, friends. Thank you for joining me. Take care.